Hello, friends. And I want to talk about feelings. And I'm going on being married 23 years this year with my wife. And I would love to say that every second of being married was wonderful. But unfortunately, relationships don't work that way, right? But I can tell you this. I love my wife more now than I've ever loved her before. And our relationship now, I can say, is prospering. And it's all based on all the mistakes that I have made by being a person that allowed situations and words to control who I am. And you know, when we would fight, that feeling when we fight was some of the worst feelings that I have ever experienced in my life. And then when you fight and then you don't talk, you know, it makes you feel so disgusted. Make you almost sick, like you feel like throwing up. And then you fight all the time because of the same situation that you're playing over in your head over and over and over, and you're trying to think, is she right? Am I right? Do I go to her and apologize, or should I wait for her to come and apologize? How long should we play this out? I can't believe they said that or did that. And then we wrestle and we wrestle and we wrestle and we fight and we fight and we fight with ourselves in our head, taking away the joy of the time that flies by so fast that you can't get back by being upset. Now, yes, we do get in arguments though. We're not a perfect couple. You know, there's things that she's gonna do that I don't like, and there's things that I'm gonna do that she doesn't like. But now, if she doesn't like it, I tell she that I don't like it, then I move the hell on. Because it's really not worth my time to be miserable. I'll say my piece, I'll move on, and if she wants to stay there, she can stay there if she wants. But I'm going to continue to love her and be who I am, because I'm not going to give her the power over me to make me feel less of a human and less loved than I know I love myself. That's for her to wrestle with and figure out herself. And she could figure it out by me being a loving, considerate, forgiving husband that I am. And every time I do that, the fight doesn't last, but however long we started the argument or the things that we don't agree with, we move on. And the next thing you don't ever want to do, because I used to do all the time, is bring up the past back into a current situation. Because now you're taking the new situation that you're not agreeing with or don't like, and bringing up an old situation that you didn't like or you didn't agree with, or you fought about and you have gotten over, and adding it. So you're taking fuel and adding it to a small flame to produce a forest fire. Doesn't bring any life. So in your relationship, it's truly up to you if you want to continue making it bad, or if you just want to end it and move on. Now, if you move on and the other person doesn't move on, that's up to the other person. But if you clean yourself and your hands of all the filth of our words, and you wash, you dry, and you sanitize, then you're good. You give them the soap, you give them the water to rinse, you give them the sanitizer to do the same, but that's also up to them. And if you see them upset because they're still upset after you have gotten over the same situation, then what are you worried about? Just live your life and be normal, be happy, be loving like you always do when you're not fighting. And eventually they will get over it because they're going to want to understand what the hell just happened and why is he so okay or she so okay with it and I'm still feeling this way. And when people continue to feel a certain way after the other person has moved on and continue to live their life like they should, it's because that person hasn't found the joy in their self to understand that they don't need the other person's approval for loving themselves. And you can say, well, do I just leave them there and let them stay in their rut? But what can you do? You're living your life happy and joyous, and you just treat them the way you would treat them. It's their choice. You handed them the remote back, right? You said, hey, I don't want control of you. But if they feel the same way after you have taken off all the control, then it's their issue that they need to deal with because they still have a problem inside of them. You cannot control anybody. Oh, you could, but you cannot continue to control them because they control themselves. And if you are allowing somebody else to control you, then you are the problem. And you need to fix yourself. Because all you're doing is contaminating yourself more, and then you're going to contaminate others. Because eventually, you're going to keep thinking about this situation. You're going to become it. And then you're going to tell people about it. And then they're going to judge the person that you're talking about. And then they're going to feel the same way when the same situation happens with somebody in their life. Comes a virus like COVID does. So what I'm trying to tell you is the world is hurting because of us not being able to move on from everything that has happened in the past. So if you want to see change in the world, just from a simple situation as a wife and a husband or a child and a parent or a mom and a child having that relationship, as you get older, that we need to fix us first before we could even think about changing the world. Because a negative mind frame and being angry is a virus. It's more like a parasite that will consume the host. Then eventually we'll need to spread hurt, make others sick, possibly kill, because it's hanging on, looking for more people to contaminate. So today, I want you to focus on yourself, because if you're angry and you're negative, upset, it's because of something that's already gone. Right in front of you is the future that's waiting for you to create with love, joy, and happiness, prosperity, and abundance. Love always. John Dawson.